Hi guys, welcome to another edition of Morts and More Moment. We are back with another question from a viewer.
Yeah.
And today's question, the viewer says, I've got a question to ask. I've recently moved from Southampton to Bucharest, which is in Romania. And
Geography lesson there.
Geography lesson, yeah. And the question is, how do I wear a suit in an office environment where the culture is not to wear suits most of the time? Was it most of the time, or was it just not to wear suits?
It's not the culture.
Just not the culture to wear suits. So, that's an interesting one. What do you think?
We discussed this a little bit earlier as well, and I think for me, I would introduce it slowly because I love suits as well, and I feel like for me, if I was ever to land in a situation where I was working in, I don't know, say for example, a media agency, and all they ever did was wear t-shirts, jeans and trainers, and that's what they did. Even if they had an important meeting, they still wore t-shirts, jeans and dirty trainers. That's just their dress, right? Anyone that walks inside a suit is just like, what are you doing, suit? What are you doing, Mr. Suit? You know what I mean? Like, it just looks ridiculous now. So for me, if I wanted to wear a suit, what I would do is I'd make myself known as the smart dress guy in the office, right? So I'll come in smart casual. First of all, I'll come in shirts and maybe some fitted trousers. So it looks casual, looks smart, it still fits in, but you're like, wow, you're smart. Become known as a fashionable one in the office, so people expect you to be smart. So then after a while, not even after a while, during that period, I'll be wearing blazers and jeans, shirts, just shirts and trousers that look smart. And after a while, after a progressive period of time when people are like, he's the smart guy, he's the guy that we go to for style advice because he just knows how to dress. One day I'll just come in a jacket, trousers and shirt, open collar, right? And it's not gonna be a shock to anyone. It's something like, oh yeah, smart guy. You're a smart guy. It's just a natural progression, and people are not really gonna notice that, oh, this guy's turned up in a suit. Now, what I wouldn't do, regardless, right, is I still wouldn't come with a tie and like all the fancy the fancy accessories, because I think with that, then's when you're really overdressing and it's like, oh, that's too much.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll dress up to the point where you've got a jacket, trousers, open shirt collar, pocket square.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Because the last thing you want to do is, in an office environment where everybody's casual, is turn up in a suit and everyone's gonna be like, he's got an interview today. You do not want that.
Nope.
So I think the way Joshua said it is probably the best way to go about it. Just the different elements, and always rock an open tie, because with a tie, open collar, necktie is air tie, which Joshua likes to call it, is when the button's done up.
Yeah, I love an air tie. I do love an air tie. Yeah.
Some people just call it closed collar, but Joshua calls it an air tie.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Let us know. Let me know in the comments. Is air tie a real thing? We've argued over this, and I'm like, it's just closed collar.
Google is your friend. Google is your friend. Listen, air tie. You know what it is. You learned something new today.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's do it. Let's keep going.
And then just rock the different elements and just never wear a full-blown suit, which means just no tie. I mean, I used to work in an environment where I went from wearing suits every day to wearing casual. And again, I did pretty much what Joshua said. I would come in an occasion where I would wear a suit but no tie, and just because I missed wearing a suit. This was even before the days of Morts and More or anything to do with tailored suits. These were, am I allowed to say where I got them from? These were high street suits. Just put it that way.
No promotion.
Yeah, no promotion. Yeah. So these were high street suits, but I still enjoyed wearing a suit. So I wanted to feel smart and look good, so I would wear them, even though that wasn't the culture in the office.
Yeah.
But I didn't go all in and wear a tie. And it was never, people would notice and say, oh yeah, you look smart, but it was never anything where people questioned it, because I like to look good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
This is it. I mean, I think it's so important as well, because I think it's that word again that keeps coming up, culture, right? So if the culture of the office is not to wear suits, like, I get standing out, I do get that, and I get standing apart and being an individual, but however, if you're choosing to work there, you need to be part of the culture. It's important. I think culture within a workplace environment is important. So that's why I do say that when you do it progressively and you don't really go full whack into the suits, because you don't want to go full whack against the culture of where you're working, because that means you just shouldn't be working there. You see what I mean? So that in my mind says that if my culture doesn't mix with your culture, then maybe it's a wrong mix and match for employee employer. So maybe I'll find somewhere that does fit my culture beliefs. So I would say bend it a little bit. So smart casual, bend it. So you're just a smart guy, but you still feel like you're one of the team. Because the last thing you want is for people to think he's not part of us.
Yeah.
That's the last thing you want when you're trying to build a relationship with not only your manager but also your colleagues and everyone else in the building.
And especially if you've moved in from another country.
Yeah.
So it's not even like you've moved from another office down the road. You're completely new to the culture. I mean, I don't know what it's like in Romania. I've never been there, but that could cause offence to them. Like, what, you think we don't dress smart enough? You think you're better than us.
Okay.
So these are things that you have to be careful with.
Yeah.
So yeah, just ease it in, see how people relate to that, and just say that's what you're used to. You know, you're used to suiting up or dressing smartly when you've come from the UK. Yeah. And just try and ease it in like that, and hopefully they will understand.
Yeah, not only will they understand, but hopefully they might adopt some of your culture. So it's almost like an appropriation of each other's culture. So that the work culture at the moment is for everyone to be very casual. You like to come in and you're going to introduce or inject a little bit of sartorialism into the workplace. So what's now going to happen is you're all going to start being a bit more smart casual because it just feels like the thing to do. So that now you've enhanced the whole of the office culture, which is good. But the last thing you want to do is fight against it.
Yeah. Because it's always good to have an impact where you go. Yeah. You don't want to come in and just blend in. When you have an impact, people will remember you. But just don't force it too hard.
Yeah. Don't just be like suit guy. Just don't be suit guy. Suits are great, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean when I say suit guy.
Yes. Cool. All right, guys, so we hope we've helped some of you guys on this who maybe been wondering the same thing. Let us know what you think. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt uncomfortable wearing clothes, and not clothes, just clothes, because we're not talking about nudist beach, where you felt uncomfortable wearing casual clothes because you want to be formal or vice versa, and how you overcame that? And any questions?
I can imagine, that's not a question to ask. I can imagine the amount of guys in the city like, listen, I'd rather just come in my jeans.
I know, not vice versa, because it's always good to go upwards. You always want to look like you're aspiring for better. You don't want to go to an environment where everybody's suited and you come in jeans and trainers, because that's not going to help anybody. It's definitely not going to help your progression in where you're going. Anyway, that's enough scolding from us. So any questions and queries you have, send them over to us at ask@maltsandmore.com. You can also leave comments below, and also follow us on all of our social media streams. So you can find us on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
Boom.
And that should be all of
That's
them.
it.
All right, cool. And until next time, guys, see you soon. If you are very detail oriented, you're going to make that happen where silver matches silver.
Mate, the way my lips is looking dry now, I was like, damn, son.
Dude, so
I didn't even notice
can't let that happen again.